Creatine. You would have definitely heard of this before, and it's a supplement I recommend to all my clients who participate in resistance training or any other kind of high intensity exercise. It's one of the most well-researched supplements out there and can really provide some good benefits. So how does creatine impact your performance? We use ATP or adenosine triphosphate for energy. This has 3 phosphate groups, and when this is used, adenosine triphosphate is converted to adenosine diphosphate as a phosphate group is removed. Eventually we use ATP quicker than we can synthesize it, and this causes fatigue. What creatine does is it replenishes this phosphate group, converting ADP back to ATP for more energy. So having increased stores of creatine can replenish more of this ATP and ultimately result in an increased rapid regeneration of energy between repeated bouts of high intensity exercise. This can help you train at a higher intensity and improve your adaptation to training, particularly resistance training. Now this meta-analysis explores the effect this has on overall performance. Over the 22 studies reviewed, the results showed that creatine use was associated with 8% greater strength and 14% greater reps performed. Now this is a pretty crazy difference for such a small thing to add. Now how much should you be having? For the first 5 to 7 days, you want to do something called a loading phase, where you have 20 grams a day. Now instead of having 20 grams in just one hit, it's better to space this out over the day, so probably just 5 grams 4 times a day. The purpose of this is to help maximize your muscle stores of creatine within only 1 week, otherwise it may take around a month if you're just having 5 grams a day. So once your stores of creatine are maximized, it's just about keeping these stores saturated, so you drop the amount to just 3 to 5 grams a day after this first week of loading. More than this is pointless, as this is the amount that will saturate your stores, and more than this may just cause other issues. Now you can get creatine through food, the most prominent coming from animal products like red meat and fish. However, you probably only get about 60% of your creatine stores saturated just from food. For example, to get this 5 grams of creatine a day, you'd need to consume around 1 kilo of raw red meat a day. Now even for how much I like meat, that's still a lot more than I think I could eat every single day. And this is just for raw beef. Cooking denatures creatine, so you'd need a bit more than that anyway. Now as creatine does only come from animal products, this is also a reason to why I'd highly recommend supplementing this for vegetarian or vegan athletes as well. But vegetarian or not, supplementing is definitely the easiest and most convenient option. You simply just want to look for creatine monohydrate. Don't go for any of the other fancy or more expensive versions. You're not paying for any other benefits at all. This one that I got from Bulk Nutrients was like $19 for 1 kilo. So if you're having the 5 grams a day, that's just under 10 cents a day for 200 days of use. Now for the benefits provided, that is really a no-brainer. It doesn't really have a taste either, so you can just mix it with your protein shake or your oats or just pretty much whatever really. So if you do resistance training or anything along those lines, I couldn't recommend this more. I've been using it for a while now, and I think you should definitely use it if you aren't already.